Okay, we are live. Okay, my opening question tonight is why are we in the gaming community talking about specs? Okay, now before I get into it, I'm going to have my other panel member introduce themselves. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Craig. Craig. All right, he'll be back. Craig Harris. Be back in a second. Now, I'm going to keep 100 because 2020 is right around the corner. And I'm seriously tired of seeing these tweets and podcasts about specs and stuff going on in the gaming community that really doesn't matter at all. Okay. Next year, I will be unfollowing and unsubbing a lot of fucking people. I'm done with it. I'm done. Bottom line is we have a console to do what, people? To game, okay? They are made to play video games, okay? And all the consoles that were made for gimmicks like Xbox One, like the Wii U and the Wii, have all failed for a good reason, okay? All these YouTubers talking specs and rumors are the real reason why I don't even want to do podcasts. I don't. Because if I don't talk about specs or stupid rumors, then I'm a victim of having my own identity as a content creator, and have to hear shit because I create my own shit. Okay. Somehow this community, if you're not talking about what everybody else is talking about, people will come to your chats and talk about shit other channels talk about. Okay. Instead of just listening to what you have to say. Okay. Or come to chat worried about what I think about the same shit they're all talking about. Why don't you just come and hear what I got to say instead of bringing shit from other podcasts? I don't want to talk about that. If I want to talk about that shit, I talk about it. They talk about it all the time. I don't want to talk about it. Come and enjoy it and stop bringing up shit that nobody cares about. Okay. And my opinion about the whole thing is, when it comes to these consoles, the difference will be in the games. It's not going to be in the hardware or the gimmicks. So I'm tired of hearing about that shit. Okay. Let's see. Anybody in here worth shouting out? Joseph, what's up? Ace, what's up? And all exclusives are still going to be the games we care about the most as gamers. I'm not talking about casual gamers who go out and buy a console for multi-plat, play a few games, then hop on Snapchat or Instagram or some other social media platform. I'm talking about us, the actual gamers that actually look forward to games, that actually know about games. That's what I'm talking about, and that's who I'm talking about. Now, the crazy thing is, when I look on Twitter, I'm seeing tweets from people I don't even follow who are talking about next-gen specs. And I said about 2 weeks ago, these YouTubers are in the game of being professional and presenting what they say in the most YouTube-friendly way. They build their audience by keeping it real and including everyone, not keeping it real, and including everyone in their circle. So these neutral gamers and fake ass gamers out there have a place in chat that they follow, that they feel like they belong. You don't get that here. You're not going to get that here. Okay. I give credit when it's due. That's the only time I give it. Share my opinion and go on my way. Honestly, I couldn't care less about building a new fan base or being on okay terms with these YouTubers. I don't give a goddamn. I don't give a shit. Before I continue, you want to introduce yourself now?
Oh, yeah. I was listening to your monologue. Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me, everybody. It's Saturday night. I want to hop on for a little bit. Shout out to the chat and hit that like button, people. So for the first lady of gaming here.
Okay, you didn't even tell them your name, but they know your voice, so it don't matter.
Yeah, everybody knows who I
am. Before I continue, let me do a couple shout out. What's up, Lincoln Clay? PlayStation Gamer, Sick Humor, and Dauntless. What's up? Okay, now, especially especially these Xbox YouTubers out there that are still sipping the same old Kool-Aid. These Xbox fanboys and PC fanboys who have been saying all generation that exclusives are anti-consumer. Okay, the power is everything. That the last version of their hardware was the best. Oh wait, but let's wait. Then a new version of the Xbox comes out, or a new graphic card comes out, and a new hardware comes out, or something. You know what I'm saying? But where the fuck are the games at? See what I'm saying? Where are the games at? Everything is the best, but you don't talk about games. You talk about goddamn hardware.
Yeah.
What if and the new hardware peripherals come out? I mean, but that's all they talk about, and I'm tired of it. Where is the core reason why you got a console in the first place? Ask yourself, okay? And I'm sure y'all got something to say. Like, well, Titanfall Princess, you can do more than game on the console. Fair enough. But there are features on the console that you can use. But if you're going to use a console just to watch movies or YouTube, wait a minute. There are Roku boxes and Fire Sticks and Apple TV that does all that. You could do all that with a cheaper price, but you won't. And you know why you won't? Because you're invested in these console wars. You're worried about bragging rights. That's the problem. We're about bragging rights, investing in a console war that don't goddamn exist, and you don't even game. Does that make sense? Nah, it don't. Let me ask these corporate slaves something out there right now, because I know y'all listening, okay? Do you ever stop to see how stupid you look cooning out for these corporations? Do you? Do any of y'all even think of how dumb you look when you buck dance for Phil Spencer and shelling out all your money for a new experience, even though he hasn't proven that the last console was worth the money? He hasn't proven it. You know how stupid you look? All right, here's another way you look stupid. Oh, yes, Lordy, Lord, Master Phil Spencer, sir. It's be good. I be good and buys your new console. I be good and buy and buy it, and it's be good and market it for you too. That's how y'all sound. That's how you all act. Come on, people. That's how retarded you sound. Yeah. If you laugh and think I sound retarded, listen to the way you sound, because that's exactly the way you sound when you type. That's what I hear when you type shit out. When I hear your voice say something about something Phil does, that's how I hear it. Yeah, yes, sir, Mr. Spencer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, boss. No problem. I do's what you want. I'll promote that console, even though I don't game. I don't need a game. I don't game. I just want the power. I just want to watch movies. I just want to do stuff like that. I don't want to buy Roku, but I'm going to bow down to you, Mr. Spencer, and I'm going to bend over for you. All right? No, I don't need no lube. Don't worry about it. It's all right. It's all right, Mr. Phil. It's all right. That's the way you sound.
Yeah.
Don't they, Craig? Don't they sound like this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. What I've realized is that they've been talking specs since late 2015. When they found out about the I guess you call it the mid-gen upgrade, they have been talking specs since then, and that's what matters to them. And I don't. At this point, I understand some speculation about some things, but once the parent company or companies come out and say, here's what we're going to have, that's the end of the speculation. That's it. AMD came out at CES almost a year ago, because CES is next. It's in a couple of weeks, and said, here's the architecture that will be on the PS5. Okay, they confirmed it. And then they also showed everybody who was interested in what their architecture from RDNA, Navi RDNA, was doing versus their old architecture, not NVIDIA's or anybody else's. And they had improvements, performance improvements up and down the dial. So that's all true. So if people want to say, well, let's look, we could speculate about that, but now we don't have to because there are benchmarks, and you can look to see that a Navi GPU, the 5700, is outperforming the GCN Vega 64. I mean, you have physical numbers you can go look at. So it doesn't matter at that point. Now that you have a physical number, nothing, you don't have to speculate about anything anymore. And that's just, but now that there's people who can make money off of it, now that they understand that because they're not talking about the games because they have no games to talk about. That's just reality. That's just the reality. When you look at 2020, Nintendo has games coming out because they've announced games, and so does Sony. But everything Microsoft has coming out will be on PC, okay, or will be on PlayStation, except, it would be, say, Ori and the new Ori game. That will be on PC. That will look and run better on PC. And then there's a chance that will go to the Nintendo Switch as well. So it's just like, so they're not going to talk about that. They can't talk about something that calls itself Cyberpunk because that will be on PC and PlayStation. So there's nothing for them to talk about except about specs that, as we found out today, and shout out to Thick Humor who's here in the chat. Mm-hmm. Thick Humor put a tweet out, and I'm going to paraphrase it. He pretty much said, can somebody send me a link of the confirmed specs? And somebody put literally back to him the specs that are out are from March through May of 2019. So they're taking something that was talked about already half a year ago, okay? And they're trying to make it current news. And that's just what you're dealing with. So nobody has anything current. Here's what I do know about Navi. 9.2 to 9.6 T-flops in Navi architecture is outperforming the Vega architecture at 13.4 T-flops because of the new architecture. So it doesn't matter what it's going to be. Sony said that they would have support 8K. Sony said it would have ray tracing. They're going to have some type of new sound. This has all been confirmed by the lead architect of this system. So people don't have to speculate anymore. That's where I'm stuck at. I'm just stuck at why are people saying this, especially coming from the Canadian con man who told you that 1080p 60 was going to be available on Assassin's Creed Origins. That's a lie. Coming from Matt Gaming, who said that, the Xbox is going to have Arcturus architecture possibly, which was this. It's just, I mean, you don't have to speculate because Microsoft has come out and said, here's our architecture. Phil Spencer, like you said himself, the Massa himself come out and said, we're making the most powerful Xbox. He didn't say we're making the most powerful console in the world again, because if they were, he would have said it. He was in the perfect spot to come out and say, here at Microsoft, we made the Xbox One Scorpio or Xbox X, and it was the world's most powerful console. I'm proud to announce that we will still be leading in that, leading the world in that. He didn't come out and say that. So, and the reason
you're Craig, you know why? Because he ain't got no games to show it with. And it's not going to use the power anyway with the games that they do put on there.
Yeah, so they show no gameplay. They're like, they show no gameplay. We've seen a CGI trailer for Halo. We have, and we've seen a CGI trailer for for Hellblade 2. I mean, at least the PlayStation, they showed that horrible gameplay on God, whatever it's called, Godfall, and it looked like trash. Okay, everybody's got to be honest. It looked like trash, but it's early. I mean, I don't know if that was like a pre-alpha build they were showing, but at least they showed 9 to 15 seconds of gameplay. It's like, all right, well, here's kind of here's what to expect. Just a melee combat system. So for me personally, this is no longer about what those cats are saying. It's about the people reacting to it. It's kind of like, look, all this shit's been confirmed, so there's no reason to go back and forth with them. There's none whatsoever.
And you know what's crazy with the people I'm talking about? Then they have the nerve to call the so-called neutral gamers and YouTubers we don't even see put up gameplay, somehow convince their asses that they get the inside scoop. I don't get that. Then and that they know exactly what's going to be in the next gen consoles. And this is what bugs me about these friggin' people. Now, there's one thing you can do for yourself, okay? This is one thing people can do for themselves that will give you an idea. Look up the latest upcoming tech for PCs coming out in the next year. Then look at the options out there that aren't quite as powerful or that would be around the price range of $300 to $400 max. Then I want you to figure out that if you're building a console, you're going to buy all these parts in bulk. So do the math. We're not getting $1,000 CPU or GPU or whatever's in the next gen consoles. We're not. They will be modified parts built specifically for plug and play. Okay. And I'm sure there are people familiar with some of the, options out there. So they can make guesses and put out their stupid videos or tweets or tweet that shit we've been seeing. I don't care. They could do that, but do the math. Okay. And even if it doesn't happen, then you all look as dumb as Randolph Thor did when he said Horizon Zero Dawn was coming to PC. All right. I'm just keeping it real, people. I'm keeping it real. I do. Okay. There's not one person in the chat or on this panel or in the gaming community right now that knows anything about the next gen consoles, especially the PS5, because we haven't even seen what it looks like. We've never seen it booted up. Does anyone here have an Xbox X Series X? I don't know. X Series. I don't know. To me, X marks the spot. Run away. Or a PS5. The only thing we know is what we've been told by the mouths themselves. That's all we know. Okay. And we don't have one. Okay. So y'all need to shut up. And I don't say, why are people focused on what the consoles can do rather than what they're going to actually play on the console? That makes a difference.
The people talking specs, when you just break it, when you set everything to the side, when you strip it down, the people talking specs are the people out of the Xbox community because they don't have any games to talk about. If you're in the PlayStation community or the Nintendo community, you can. If you're in the Nintendo community, you can talk about Animal Crossing. If that's what you want, you can talk about that. At least that's a new IP coming. If you're going to get MLB The Show, if you're in the PlayStation ecosystem, you still had Ghost of Tsushima to come out in the PlayStation ecosystem. Final Fantasy VII still coming. Resident Evil's coming for everybody. And then you have The Last of Us Part 2. So those are actual physical games that are coming. We haven't seen really a whole lot of gameplay from Ghost of Tsushima, but we've seen Ghost of Tsushima. We kind of know what it looks like. We know the setting. Don't know the characters yet, but we know the setting and stuff like that. So if you're in the Xbox community or in the PC community, you got no games to talk about. The only game on PC that's worth a damn to look at this point is Star Citizen. And I've got a PC, and yes, I can play games at 60 frames a second, but there's a reason why they are begging for games too, because they got nothing to play. So and yes, I have a gaming PC, so you all can miss me with your bullshit you're gonna come with. I know this already, so that's why you're begging for The Last of Us Part 2. That's why they're making mods of Ellie, because they can't do anything about it. But when you look at it and you strip it down, they got no games to talk about. So we're gonna just speculate about specs, which they've been doing again for 4 years. Okay, they've been doing it for 4 years. You're right. No games. And this is a group of people who said, well, Microsoft, they invested in me and therefore they won E3. Now, this is the same E3 where Sony showed gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima. They showed gameplay of The Last of Us Part 2, okay? And this was the one where the girls kissed each other, and then they had the blend scene of somebody having a friggin' screwdriver being jabbed into their neck. How the hell do you win when you don't even show gameplay? But that's the mentality. It's they made it an investment, therefore they made an investment in me, and they showed you nothing. That's crazy. That's like somebody saying, well, I'm going to invest in you as an artist and not show you where you're going to set up shop, but you're on your way. It's like, get the fuck out. What are you talking about?
Exactly. That's what my question was going to be. When did the narrative change, especially for the Xbox people, when they found out they had no games? Yeah. That's when they started talking about specs. Correct. And I'm going to give them a little history here, Craig, and I know you'll understand why I'm doing this. Okay. Know what happened last generation when the PS3 was taking an ass whooping? Games like Metal Gear Solid 4 and Uncharted 2 had launched. Trailers, okay, and people wanted to buy the PS3. Yeah, they didn't buy the PS3 because of the sale, okay, because we all remember all the talk about the sale and PS3, okay, and how powerful the sale was. And Sony messed up their console launch because they went a direction that the gamers didn't like. Okay, you don't sell me a console based on what it can do, while not having a firm stance on what I can play on it. Because at the end of the day, it's a gaming console. I don't magically be 1 foot taller because a console has more power. I don't, you know. And of course, you have neutral gamers saying more power is better. So, so then what's been happening every console generation with the weakest console winning? Huh, guys? We'll go back. What happened when the PS1 was weaker than the Saturn and 64? Who won? What happened when PS2 was weaker than the GameCube and Xbox? Who won? What happened when Wii and had a little more power than the PS2? Oh, that's right. They ended up winning the generation. Guys, you get what I'm saying? Power don't mean shit. It's the games that's on it. Xbox One X is the most powerful console right now, but I haven't seen one game on it that looks better than a base PS4 game. Not one. Okay. And that's why talking about specs is fucking stupid in the first place, because we all know that power, when you don't have the games or talented developers or people that actually care about the console, it ends up just being the most powerful console. And it never wins. Never wins.
You're right, but here's their flaw. The flaw isn't the power. The flaw is that they still fundamentally, and they're not going to change when I say this. They still fundamentally believe that multi-plat games on all platforms are more important than anything else. That's it. They are going to stand on that. Even though the house is on fire, they're not going to leave the house. They're going to stand on that. So,
Craig, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm talking about these people out there talking about specs, okay, and power, okay. But those consoles that always been the most powerful have lost the generation due to what? One, they have no games, or two, gimmicks, or three, lack of games. You know, they either have none or lack of good quality games, and that don't run properly on the console. So you can have the most powerful console. So you keep talking about they keep talking about specs and power. They need to stop, because the weakest console has always won the generation. Why? Because they had the games.
Yeah, but again, this is about, well, now you're getting into relevancy. Being the most powerful makes in their mind, even though what you just said was 100% true, in their mind, we have to be relevant. And so, look, how many times have I heard these clowns say, and this is for the chat and for everybody, How many of you all have heard people say if Xbox loses the Power Crown, then the system is DOA? They've actually said this on multiple podcasts.
You know why? Because they're not gamers.
Well, correct, and they have no faith in the games that Xbox is coming with. They'll say they invested in the studios, but they don't have any. They don't have any faith in what the studios are going to produce, or you wouldn't say that. Okay, the people about Nintendo Switch aren't saying, well, Nintendo doesn't have the Power Crown, therefore what I'm doing doesn't matter. So it's just, but that's who they are. I've heard multiple people say this. So that's what they
Oh, I have too.
Yeah. And so that's what they think. People have to understand. So what can Microsoft do to be relevant? Well, they have to say we're the most powerful. They've come out and said it. Hey, look, the footprint for they've said the footprint for Sony is much bigger worldwide. Microsoft can't compete with them worldwide. So they have to come up with something to say that we have this over here. This is why you have to buy it. So when you talk about your spec rumors, it's always going to be about, well, Microsoft has more and Sony has less, therefore Microsoft is better. That's who they are, and this is why what you mentioned about how each one of those consoles has, being weaker, has won the generations. That's why Portorock has destroyed the Xbox community in those debates, because he knew that going in, and they still don't understand that, but it's about relevancy.
Well, one thing, here's an example I'm going to give that has, when it comes to somebody that looks like they have power or strength. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, have you ever seen a fight between a regular looking guy, okay, and a guy with really big muscles? The guy with all the muscles gets beat. He gets gassed out, and the normal guy whoops his ass. And then we learn that muscle-bound guys don't even know how to throw a punch the right way.
Right. Well, yeah, Bruce Lee taught everybody that in the 70s. It's not about how many cuts you give. It's not about the size of the cut. It's the how many you can deliver. So
right.
So going back to the games, who's got the games are the cuts? Who got the most? Who got the most games? Who has the most content? Who's got the most diverse content? That's who's winning.
And not only that, you could do another way, because I use the word punch. Who's the guy with the muscles can't even throw a punch or land a punch, but the regular, the underpowered looking one can. Okay, the regular, the normal looking guy can. So who throws the most punches, which means who gives the most games?
Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, it's always to me been about games. When you open with we buy the game console to play the games. I mean, these idiots will buy a game console and say, well, my Netflix is running through my Xbox, not understanding that their smart TV cancels that out. It's not relevant on the Xbox because your smart TV has that. It has every app that the Xbox has, maybe except Mixer. But at the end of the day, it's like, Xbox got caught with their pants down. People don't understand this. When back in the 2000s, in 2012 and stuff like that, when these smart TVs came out, and Xbox had no idea, Microsoft had no idea how fast they were going to come down in price. So of course, a lot of people had big screen TVs, but they weren't smart TVs. And within 6 months, those TVs came down. They became affordable. So now it's like, well, why would I get an Xbox to watch Netflix when I can just watch it off my smart TV or Hulu or whatever, Amazon Prime. So they got caught with that. And but yeah, they got no games. I mean, they got the Honey I Shrunk the Ladybug, or the kids in the backyard, and and Sony's coming out with people with swords and girls kissing each other. It's like, okay, well, what do you think people are going to buy? So it's crazy to me.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say for that topic, that's where I stand with the rumors about specs. It's dumb. And the community is even dumber for giving these guys who talk about it a spotlight. Y'all dumb. You're dumb.
Yeah.
You're dumb. That's all I got to say about that. So we're going to move on to our next topic. Okay. I'm trying to get these topics in because I know you're going to be leaving soon. So I want you to, have an input, at least on the next one. My last one is about my show and whatever. But Anyway, I want to talk about something I also saw on Twitter real quick. I saw a tweet that called Hellblade 2 a PC and Xbox exclusive game. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So first thing I thought was, how can a game be exclusive if it's on two different platforms? Do people know the meaning of an exclusive in these game industries? Honestly, do they know it? Okay. I'm going to school. I'm going to give them a little education here. Exclusive means exclude. Okay. You're excluding someone or something from the presence or reach of others so that it's restricted within the presence or company of one. All right. That's what it means. Again, it is somewhere else. If it's somewhere else, it's non-exclusive. If you have a wife, but she has a boyfriend, she's not exclusive to you, and vice versa. He or she, you know, he or she, just someone for everybody. Okay. That's what it is. Okay. This generation of gamers are trying to change the meaning of everything to suit their narrative, but it doesn't work on me. And I still thought that tweet to an article was fucking stupid. Greg, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, I gave you an example, okay, in real life.
You're right. I've always compared it to the ice cream truck, you know, and if I have an ice cream truck, and the only place you can go to get my ice cream is the back, I have to stop my truck and you come up, the ice cream I'm selling is exclusive to the truck. As soon as I put it, let's say you have a corner store. As soon as you say, I'm going to put, I have some freezers that are available and can you put your ice cream in there? As soon as I do that, the ice cream's no longer exclusive because you don't have to come to my truck. They can just go to your store and get it. And it's like, yeah, so they are trying to change it to make it more convenient. There's somebody in the chat said it's a Microsoft exclusive. How I don't have to, I can use a Linux operating system and get that game. Okay, I mean, it's going to be on Steam. It's going to be at the Windows Store. So I don't need an Xbox to get that game. Now, if you want to buy it, I'm talking about to physically buy it. Now, if you to rent it on Game Pass, that's different. You know, if you want to say it's going to be on Game Pass exclusively to rent and not, you know, that's it. Or you can buy it off of there. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's if I can go somewhere else and buy something, or access something, you're right. It's not exclusive, and you know, perfect. What you said. You know,
you gave a good example. I mean to cut you off, but you gave a good example.
Yeah.
It's like if they, you know, when you mentioned the ice cream truck. Okay, I'm going to give you one that's exclusive, Mr. Softy. All right.
Yeah.
You don't find it, but now you used to see Good Humor trucks around. Do you see them anymore? No. Why?
No.
Where's the Good Humor ice cream? In the supermarkets.
Yeah. And let's just say with my ice cream truck, I sell a lot of ice cream, and everybody says, well, we don't know where your truck is going to be. So I come up with an app. Okay. And I say, here, this app, it costs you $2 a month. And as long as you use the app, I'll give you 75 cents off your ice cream. Okay. And then I put the same ice cream in a store. As soon as I do that, the app is worthless. People will cancel the app because it's like, well, I don't have to use your app. I can just go to the other store and get it. So I just, again, relevancy. They're searching for relevancy. Oh, well, you know, they think Microsoft owns PC when you can go to the store and get an Apple product that allows you, that uses Safari, okay, that has nothing to do with Microsoft. And you know, if I want to listen to music, I don't need Microsoft, so I can use iTunes or another system to listen, or Amazon, whatever, you know. So yeah, but they truly believe, well, Microsoft is PC. It's like, no, they make software that runs on PC. PC is an open platform. You know, it's just it's nuts, the stuff that they come up with. But like you said, I saw on Twitter. So yeah, what's on Twitter but a bunch of idiots just saying shit that they want to see sticks to the wall so they can argue. So, you know, just idiots.
Yeah, but that's the funny thing. The funny thing is the shit ain't sticking in the wall because they got the runs.
Yeah, they do. I mean, from what I've seen, you know, from what I've seen, it's gotten to a point, unfortunately, where it's predictable. You know, Sony's going to come out with the game. They won't have access to it on the Xbox, so they're going to say it's been downgraded. Then they're going to wait on White Zaddy to come up and give them a Metacritic score so that they can not feel as bad. I still remember that Tim Dog tweet. Like, it was seared into my brain when.
Wait, which one? Which one?
When the Spider-Man comes out and has the Metacritic score. Once again, here's another group of grown-ass men using another group of grown-ass men's friggin' system, because they're not man enough to just come up and say, yeah, I like it or I don't like it. But he literally said, I'm paraphrasing, well, if Spider-Man's Metacritic score goes down or is low, it won't matter to us as much. I mean, he said that. I'm paraphrasing. That's what this guy said. So again, they're just going to come up and say, and like I said, Kofi is never going to live down the whole downgrade with Spider-Man. He will never live it down. That will be on his grave. Hashtag downgrade. So he's never going to live it down. So at the end of the day, it's going to be predictable. I said that to people. So we saw Ghost of Tsushima at the State of Play. Here earlier in December. What was on Twitter? Well, it doesn't look the same as it did when they showed it at E3 a couple years. I mean, that's the first thing they're going to run to. It's just a bunch of bitch ass simps. The system is trash. If you want to buy an Xbox, go buy an Xbox. If you don't have to tweet me or come up and say, well, gee whiz, the Xbox is going to be a beast. That means you're trying to convince yourself. Okay, you don't have to say it to me. I understand what the Xbox is going to do. And Princess, wasn't it funny that when Mark Cerny came out in the Wired article and said, well, we're gonna be shooting to support 8K and things like that with the PS5. The first thing these idiots said was, well, that's a lie. That's not gonna happen. It's a lie. But then they get information from Microsoft that they're going to be supporting 8K as well. Oh well, yeah, you know what? It's okay now. Yep, we're going to be doing it too. So that's just who they are. Like I said, they're bitches. I mean, they run the Metacritic, they run the White Zaddy, aka Digital Foundry, who, oh, by the way, according to your White Zaddy, he said that Death Stranding was the best looking game this year. Even though Gears 5, according to White Zaddy, had next generation tech in it. So how do you feel about that? A game with old tech looked better, according to your White Zaddy. Okay, so I mean, you gotta miss me with the bullshit coming out of you all's mouth, because it's straight trash. So
it is, and you know what? You brought up one of the comments Tim Dog makes. One of the people I'm talking about, where Yes Boss and Phil. He one of them. Oh, yes, Master Phil. I bought 4 of your consoles. No problem, but I don't play it. But I got one to play my movies, one to do this, and the other ones are just holding it, hold the door open when it's too hot because my air conditioner broke. So I need a breeze through here. So I got 2 open air so you get a cross breeze from the back door to the front door. You know what I'm saying? I'll buy anything. Oh, the headsets too? No problem. I got about 20 of those and your controllers. I bought 5 each.
Yeah.
Master Phil, I bought 5 each. Where are they? Are you using them? Oh, no, I got them in the cases. I don't want to ruin them. I don't want to put my hands on. The only one I use is the greaseless one. Why do you use the greaseless one? Well, you know, Daddy Phil, why I use the grease one. You know. I mean, come on. I mean, he bragged about it and he showed pictures a while back when he was buying all these Xboxes. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell you need 5 Xboxes for?
Yeah. Yeah, I've had an Xbox every generation that's come out. I've had, different ones, but I've had, I've had them each one, and I just, there's just nothing there. There's no there. It used to be in order to play Splinter Cell, you had to have an Xbox. Knights of the Old Republic. I'm talking about going back to an Xbox in its original infant state. Knights of the Old Republic, Splinter Cell, and Halo were exclusive games, and those are system sellers. Now all of a sudden, saying exclusive is a dirty word. Why? Because Xbox did not move enough consoles, so they had to move their exclusives to PC. That's what happened. That is what happened. So now they think everybody should do that. It's like, no, we don't. Over here, we don't. Our stuff sells. We don't have to.
All right, Craig, could you imagine Nintendo taking their games like Mario and all that and putting them on PC? Hell no.
No, because the system sells and it doesn't need PC to push its stuff. That's it. Hey, I don't blame. Look, Microsoft is the first for-profit company that sells something that hides it from everybody. That we're not going to tell you how much we sell. You have to request it. You have to be a shareholder, and you have to send in stuff to get the number that you want because they're embarrassed of the number. The number didn't move. They didn't move enough consoles. Those things were just sitting in warehouses, just sitting there. Nobody was wanting them. So it's crazy,
well, it's just as crazy. It's just as crazy with Game Pass. Okay, because I told you how to get Game Pass for $1, and people have told me, I've gotten it for $1.
Yeah, I did. I took your advice.
Told you.
Yeah,
told you.
It expired on a Wednesday, and then on Friday, I was like, I can get it for $1 now.
That's what I'm saying. Don't renew it, because if you don't renew it, especially if you have nothing to play on it right now, just keep checking it every 2 weeks, and you'll see you'll get it for $1. You'll get it for $1 every time. I get it for $1 because I want to see, I want to, in case something pops up, I'll play it or something like that.
Yeah.
But I get it for $1. I don't pay, for Game Pass.
Yeah, I still have to beat Gears 5. I assume I'm close to the end, and then I'll go ahead and play Outer Worlds because again, from what I played of it, I was enjoying it. So, and that's fine. I mean, but that's all they got. I mean, and I got no issue with that at all. So, but yeah, I mean, as far as it, but again, that's why they said, well, services are what's going to be more important going forward. Like, no, it won't. No, they're so concerned with the garlic mashed potatoes, they don't understand that porterhouse is what drives you. Okay, and that steak is what drives you. They're obsessed with the sides, with the fries and the green beans, which are good, but it's not why you went to the steakhouse.
No.
Okay? You didn't go to Ruth Chris to get a salad.
Oh no, you went to the steakhouse. You went to the steakhouse to get some roasted chicken.
Yeah, well, yeah. They go to Burger King to get a fish sandwich. I mean, that's who you're dealing with. And there, I mean, again, and there are good people. I mean, the good thing is that there's people in their community that are smart, but I love the whole, well, my friends play over here. Well, that just shows you what a bitch you are if you're going to do what your friends say. Okay, so, and they're not your friends. They're just people that you play online with, So it's just, if you need blood or the people that you play online with going to come and help donate blood, or are they going to be trying to get one-man army and call in the B2 because your bitch ass ain't there because you're laid up dying? I mean, it's just they're stupid. It's entertaining because most of them are millennials, and the millennials, as we all know, is a lost generation. It's a trash generation. It's a wasted generation of people. So it's just this go on and play and call in your B2 strike and get one-man army. And you should hear them when they're playing these games. Well, I'm going to stand over here in this building here, and then I'm going to shoot that guy over there in the face, and then you can go ahead and call in the B2 strike. I mean, that's what they sound like.
Yep. Total idiots.
Yeah.
See, you gave him a stronger voice. Most of them sound like, okay, you know what? You go over there. I'll shoot this one in the head, and I'll call in the B2 over here, all right? Remember what we got to do, all right? You got that, right, guys? All right, let's do it, all right? That's what they sound like more. They don't. Yeah. You gave him too much of a strong voice. I had to correct that. Sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Craig. You had the right idea.
Yeah, if you were really good at it, you'd be getting paid to do it. They actually have leagues where you actually get paid to do this. So I mean, you're trash. I mean, so and it's just like I said, it's a wasted generation that that wants everything because they got everything. Why is it a wasted generation? Because everything was given to them. So now they just want convenience. So their contribution to greater society is they want everything to be easy for them. That's bullshit. That's not life. But
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say, you're right. It's not life.
yeah,
Life
so
ain't easy. Life ain't easy.
no, it's not easy. So, but yeah, to get back on what you're talking about, as far as what they're talking about is that it's about them. It's about Xbox staying relevant to them. Xbox is more powerful, so it's relevant. Xbox has Dolby Atmos pass through, so it's relevant. Xbox has better better online. Even though when the report comes out this year, Xbox Live has gone down more this year than an Elven Whore. It's been down more than PlayStation Plus, or whatever you want to call it, the PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
As far as minutes down, for different things, So that report will come out probably in the next 2 weeks. So, but it is what it is. So it's just they have to say Xbox is better. They just can't say I went to the store because I worked my ass off. I busted my ass doing different things, and I bought an Xbox, because that's all you have to do. You don't have to justify what you went and bought with your money, but
Exactly.
they feel like they have to. Again, wasted generation. So,
see, like I tell people, I don't, I tell people just so they knew I was a gamer, what I owned, not to, brag about anything, but because I was a female, didn't believe that I was a gamer. So that's why I was doing some of those things when I first went to YouTube. But I don't have to justify what I buy to nobody. It's my hard-earned money. I'm gonna buy what I want. I ain't going to brag about it. I mean, if I buy a game, I may put it up because some of my friends or or people like you or whatever or get interested, what is, we all get interested in what each other bought sometimes, what I'm saying? Oh, that's cool, whatever. And we're like, that's cool, whatever. And some people say, well, I'm not into that game, but that's cool that you got it. I hope you enjoy it. That's the way it should be. Correct. If you don't like a game or whatever, you don't have to put the game down. All you got to do is say, well, that's not my type of game, but I hope you enjoy it.
Exactly.
And I would say the same thing to them. Well, that's not my type of game, but I hope you enjoy it. Yeah. Enjoy. You're gaming. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Those are enjoying your hobby. Yeah, I agree.
Yep. So, with that being said, I'm going to move on to the third topic. But if you have anything after this that you want to add besides this one, you're more than willing to bring up another topic before you get out of here. All right? Because I know you always got something hidden in your head, Craig. I know you always do.
I'm actually good tonight. I'm just enjoying the
Oh, God damn. See? I was expecting you to have something else. And
well, I got the Nightbot apparently activated on my OBS, so I'm excited about that. That's about my big news. I'm trying to learn how to mod my Mass Effect Andromeda game. That's a pain. Trying to mod shit. So, but yeah, that's my evening.
Okay. All right. So my last topic is something I've been wanting to really elaborate on for a while now, especially when it comes to my channel. Okay. There has been a troll that comes to every video I do on this channel and gives me the same 2 dislikes on time. Practically every video, no matter the weather, time of year, or whatever. Okay? Don't matter. Okay? And I can depend on this troll to give me 2 dislikes more than people are going to get mad at me for saying this, but more than I could depend on people hitting that fucking like button, which is pathetic. Okay. What also is pathetic is the fact that there's a troll out there that does the same shit for 3 years now. Yes, 3 years. Imagine the productive shit in life you can do in 3 years of your time. But in 3 years of your time, you're worried about hitting the dislike button. That's incredible to me. It's fucking incredible to me. Okay. But at the same time, that's some dedication. So I'm going to give you, and you know who you are, props for being that dedicated to your cause. But the real thing I want to talk about is this channel, because only on my channel and channels like mine can you put in the work and still feel like you're not getting back enough. Okay. And I'm not talking about just enough. When we keep it real and 100, we don't get back enough. Okay. I really tried with this channel, and I don't get it. I put together a panel for a podcast. I spotlight the comments. Okay. I even, cursed a lot less in the past year than I did when I got started. Okay. I shout out almost everybody in the chat. Okay. Unless I miss somebody. Okay. I'll put up gameplay clips of new games. I live stream. But to be honest, I can't and I won't be here. I can't. How can I say this? I can't and I won't be here all fucking week podcasting every day just because people are used to this community podcasting every fucking day. I'm not going to do that. I refuse to do that. And that's not me. I've never done it and I'm not going to start. Okay.
Mhm.
Content creators have turned this community into a podcasting community. They really have. Okay. There are days when I want to do a live stream, but then I'm like, why should I live stream a game if all I'm going to get is 10 to 12 viewers and they don't even hit the like button? So why should I bother? Be honest. To me, it's not worth it. I don't share videos. Okay.
Mhm.
Excuse me. They don't share videos.
Right.
They don't. Okay. But I see these same people sharing all types of other content. That's stupid. But they won't share mine. You come there, you don't hit the like button, okay? And you don't share my content, but you share assholes content, okay? So as far as live streaming goes on this channel, it will go by demand, okay?
Yeah.
When I see that it's not working, I'm just going to end the live stream and delete the video. That's what I'm going to do, okay? And I guess I'll get back to talking about some boring ass gaming topics. I don't know. That's something, but that's something that bothers me these days. It really does. Okay. YouTube talks about the same boring shit all week. Okay. If one person talks about it, another podcast is covering the same exact shit.
Mhm.
There is very little originality in the YouTube community anymore. There is none. Okay. I don't think so. Okay. And I really don't want to talk about all this boring shit anymore. I don't. It bores me because at the end of the day, I don't think I don't think I'm above anybody. I don't. I'm just a person with an opinion like the rest of you. Okay. But I also like to be original in what I do and not repeat myself 100 times and not repeat what other people talk about. Okay. That's called originality. Okay. And that's just being real. Okay. And I try to make the best of these podcasts and live stream. But over the past year, okay, I'll have people say, I want to join your podcast sometime. Okay. I give them the link and they're suddenly busy. Or don't answer and just don't show up. Okay. So I don't even ask anymore. Okay. When there are people that, wonder or ask me why I don't get certain guests here, it's not that I'm not open to it. It's that I don't play the game of YouTube. Okay. I'm not willing to do the fake shit I see, which is bring people on that I don't like unless I'm trying to roast them. That's it. That's the way it goes. Okay. And that's something else. And that's something else that bugs me. I'm cool with some people on YouTube. Me and Next Gen are cool as well. Okay. And his show is entertaining. But at the end of the day, his show is for entertainment. Okay. Get that? Understand that, people? These guys show up on the panel to argue with each other. And he has built their characters. Okay. So I know they aren't really mad at each other or really arguing, but it's entertaining. It's entertainment. It's entertaining. Okay. I do laugh at the end of the day. Okay. I'm just not cut out for inviting people here to do that type of shit. That's not me. Okay. That's his spiel. Let him do it. Okay. That's not me. Okay. All I expect in return for me doing all of this, people show up on time and at least add something to the show I'm doing. Don't just show up and say 2 or 3 sentences and then have me do 95% of the fucking work. Especially when you ask to be there and you say you want to be there and you want to be part of the panel. Why am I doing 95% and you're asking to be on the panel and you don't even contribute? But 2 or 3 sentences. Like, I have to worry about you, Craig, because Craig, me and you go back and forth for hours on things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have to work. That's why I said when I say things, I know you ain't gonna take offense to it because I'm not talking about you. People know who I'm talking about. Like I said, there are other people that I could get on here, but sometimes they work a lot of hours, or I'm doing a podcast when they're working, or on their way home from work or whatever. So, or they're in the wrong time zone and they're still working or whatever. So, it's hard, but these people will come when they can. Okay. I ain't talking about y'all, and y'all know who I'm talking about. Okay. So, but what I'm saying is that shit, shit like that annoys me, especially because when I did the Irish podcast, I didn't have to coach anybody to talk when I started.
Yeah.
They just, that, Craig, they just all got into the groove and talk gaming, and we did good.
Yeah.
But that ain't 2015 or 2016 anymore. It's not. Yeah. And I hate taking steps backwards when I have a goal. It bothers me. It really bothers me a lot. Okay. I like to move forward. So from now on, everything is about demand. If someone asks for an invite here and don't show up, I won't be inviting them anymore, and don't ask for an invite anymore unless you have a good reason why you couldn't come.
Yeah.
And not show up. Okay.
Yeah. That's why when Porter Rock, he'll kid with me and say, "Man, your podcasting times are all over the place." I'm like, well, there's people, and he's right. No, first thing where he's right. But the reason why is because there's people on the West Coast that will listen. There's people overseas that listen. So you want to try to podcast at some point so that they can listen to you live at some point. So I have people in Australia, thank goodness, that listen to me. I have people in jolly old England that listen, Ireland, Germany, so Canada, Brazil, Japan. So they're all in different parts of the, that you have to kind of podcast on what time they do. Like I did a game stream the other day playing Elite Dangerous. I started like at 7:00 in the morning. Well, that's only, I think, 12 noon or right around noon or maybe 1:00 in England. So people could watch, so, and yeah, you're right as far as the views. But from what I saw the other day, somebody put up on Twitter, something educational, actually. It was, they reported the game streaming services, and the by far Twitch had like over 70% of the game streaming. So I'm like, well, that's where most of the game streaming is. I need to adjust and do more things on Twitch, so I'm going to be doing that, but I'm going to wait till next year. But I'll be doing that more. So there's not a whole lot of gaming streaming on YouTube. It used to be, but it's starting to die off. So, and a lot of people are just doing it on Twitch. I think it was like Twitch, then maybe YouTube, then it was something else, and then Mixer, and there's other things coming along that are going to make a difference. But no, I mean, if you have a goal in mind, you have to bring people on who go get your goal and help you reach your goal. That's what you have to be willing to do, and you have to be willing to block people. Yeah, and, especially the idiots. You block them. You don't have to worry about them anymore. If they're blocked. And what I've done is I try to only bring people who have other content creators on, not people in the chat, unless I'm like, hey, look, I'm going to do a podcast called Take It With a Grain of Salt. So I will invite people in from the chat to come in and be with that.
Yeah, but sometimes people in the chat do podcasts as well, and I game with them, so I will invite them. Like somebody like sick when he's not working his crazy hours, or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So those are the people I will invite, unless somebody that I know that has been coming, or somebody that wants to start a beef. I could school them online. I'll do that to entertain the rest of the audience. I will do that once in a while. I have done that, but other from that, no, I don't just bring anybody in from the chat. But what I was saying was, when I do a show and it's time, to go on air, it's time for me to go on air. I'm not waiting. I'm not going to wait anymore. I'm not going to keep, recapping the topics either when somebody wants to just show up real late or whatever. I'm not going to do that, because I could talk about a lot more, on a podcast and keep it moving, to be honest. I can. Okay. Also, going into 2020, I'm not sure how much longer I actually want to do podcasting. Okay.
Yeah,
it's fun and all, but I don't see many people saying anything about it. Okay. I rarely see comments in the comment section, and I'm just keeping it real. Okay. I don't. Sometimes the best step going forward is to be honest with yourself and make some serious changes. Okay. I cannot and will not play the YouTube game. I'm not. And that goes for everybody. I mean, that goes for everybody. I'm not going on any of these podcasts just to be a guest unless I actually like the people on the panel.
There you go.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Okay. I've been on so many podcasts and helped a lot of people get started or help out their podcasts. One question: where's the return?
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with you at all. And I mean, you have to be willing to as a content creator, you've been doing it longer than me. But you're gonna run into people that are full retard, and you may not want to, but you block them and you just move on. They do not know how to disagree without being disagreeable. Full retard. So.
Yeah, my thing is, Craig, though, I've helped a lot of people get a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've helped them get to 100, 200, 250 subs. Okay. And once they got to a certain point, it was like, fuck you, Titanfall.
Damn.
I have no need for you. These people don't even come to my chats. These people don't, do anything. Don't even mention me. Don't even shout me out. Don't do nothing. And if it wasn't for me and my channel and putting them on my shit and putting them out there and supporting their channels and shouting out their channels, tell everybody go to support them, they got good stuff, they wouldn't be where they are today.
Sure.
But I get, fuck you. And these people know who I'm talking about. These people know who I'm talking about. And it really is fucked up. So I'm just going to let you guys know. So moving forward, there'll be a lot of changes coming to this channel. A lot. Okay. I'm also not interested in what other people are doing on YouTube unless it's the homies. All right. So don't come and tell me what other people are doing because I don't give a goddamn. I don't want to hear what other people are doing. It's what I'm doing and what my homies are doing, which means the people who keep it real, the people who keep it 100, the people aren't Fantasyland, the people who actually play games. Those people. Anybody else? Don't come to my timeline. Don't come to my Twitter. Don't come to me and tell me shit. I don't want to hear it. It's a new year. You guys need to get your ass and act together. You really do. You honestly do. Okay. So some of these YouTubers y'all watch are undercover trolls. Okay. And you believe everything they say. Okay. I've seen some names of trolls popping up in the chat that I never saw before on YouTube. I even seen it in Jabari's chat after I watched one of his replays. Okay.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling I know exactly who they are, but I'm going to save that for another time.
Okay.
That I'm going to say, because you know what I do when I save shit for another time, Craig.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah. But no, YouTube is purging channels. So like a lot of people on my channel got blocked. And I didn't have to block them. I mean, I came home one day and just to check your email, and I had this long list of people that had been blocked. But most of them turned out not to be content creators. So it's like, oh, you can kind of see what they did on that first way. Now they're going to have another purge, I think, in February. So yeah, that's why it'll look like you'll do a video and it'll say, whatever, 150 views. Realistically, your views are probably 2 to 3 times that, but they now have a AI.
Yeah, but Craig, they can't be purging people because there are people that may just be video game players that like watching your content to learn something. So you can't purge people that are watching somebody's videos just because they're not a content creator.
Well, no, but that's what they're doing. They're purging non-content creators, not people who have so if you have a YouTube channel and you have no content, no source material, they're going, they're looking at different people's channels, and that's why people lost subs. Like all of a sudden, people were losing subs. So it's like, well, this is something that they started doing, like, and they warned everybody. That's why they changed the stream thing, the way you have to set things up. That's why they did it. It's just they were getting rid of people who have no source material, and so it doesn't matter.
I thought you meant when somebody comes to your channel, they watch
no,
it.
No, that is different than somebody who does not have source material. They go ahead and they block. They got rid of a lot of people, because people were tweeting me, well, is this going to be the end of the YouTube channels? It's like, no, they are going to get rid of people who, who are, they basically, oh, damn, that guy's going to score another touchdown. No, they called him. No, they called him at the 8. I'm sorry. But no, they literally went through and they purged a lot of people's channel, which is fine. I'm like, well, that saves me time from going through and click, block, click, block, click, block. And again, you have to be willing to block people. And what I like, what it sounds like you're going to do is just, it's like somebody asked me about the Hellblade thing. All right, I'll give you a perfect example. I got 3 tweets to talk about the Hellblade unveiling, at the Gaming Awards show. So I did that on Wednesday. And I'm like, because that was the next day I could do it. And all I specifically said is the Hellblade thing is a perfect example of why you wait on physical gameplay, not anything else. Just wait on your gameplay. And of course, somebody leaves a comment, which is fine. Oh, this is fanboyism because you're talking about this. It's like, no, somebody actually tweeted me and asked me to talk about it. And I talked about it for maybe 5 minutes. Like, yeah, wait on your gameplay. Wait on your gameplay and stop worrying about what they can and cannot do. It's CGI. They were like, well, it's running 24 frames a second. Yes, because they're going for a more cinematic look on this trailer. That's it. It's not that big a deal. So, but yeah, I was literally saying that. It's not that big a deal. People do it all the time. Most CGI and cutscenes drops anyway because it's just running a cutscene. They'll drop resolution. They've been doing that for years. But yeah, you get accused of being toxic even though you're putting out the news. It's like I took a screenshot of the AMD 5700 XT outperforming the Vega 64. Took a screenshot of it. Like, here it is, guys. This is the Navi outperforming the Vega. Oh, well, this is fanboyism. How? This is a benchmark website. This is a PC benchmarked website. That's officially sponsored. Okay, and it's like, oh well, no, you're trying to cut down what the Xbox has. How? Nothing's been confirmed. So what's to cut down? What's to talk negative about? Oh, you know what I'm saying? So
But that's the thing. You didn't say nothing about Xbox.
Yeah, I said nothing about the Xbox at all. And I have specifically said the only thing I'll talk about Xbox-wise is Game Pass. Why? Because that's what I have on Xbox. I don't have an Xbox anymore. When I saw that 4K Ladybug chasing those kids, I'm like, I'm done with this shit. I don't want it anymore. It's just not what I want to be gaming on. So, and I'll just, if Xbox comes out with something like Hellblade 2, I'll get that on PC. It's no big deal. But if I say I'm getting it on PC, that's a toxic comment because somehow I'm talking negative about the Xbox.
All right, Greg, I got a question because you mentioned something earlier. These people seem to think that PC is Xbox. So why would that be toxic?
That's what literally I was about to say that. These are the same people that will comment and say, well, PC and Xbox are the same thing. And so it's like, okay, Forrest Gump, played brilliantly by Tom Hanks, says stupid is what stupid does. and sometimes you just need to let people be stupid. Eventually it's like that, like when Sick Humor did today, when he tweeted out, hey, send me a link to the confirmed specs of the Xbox. And then the guy tweets back, well, this is from March and May. All right then. So you're running with shit from March and May. So almost half a year ago. Okay. That's where we are though. So it's like they can't even provide up to date bullshit. Like their bullshit is 6 months ago. So their bullshit is not even recent. So at least if you're going to be a fuck boy, be a bullshitter who at least comes with rumors that are at least 2 to 3 weeks old. You know, they just do that. You know, I that's why I tweeted out. I'm like, okay, here's the truth. You know, Mark, you know, the lead architect has said they're going to have an SSD drive. They're going to have the Navi-based architecture. They're going to have ray tracing. Doesn't mean every game will be ray tracing, but they will have it. Blah, blah, blah. Now, we don't know the bandwidth. We don't know the teraflop count. And we don't know the there was one more thing we do not know. It's like bandwidth, teraflop. It was like one more thing. But RAM. We don't know that because they haven't come out and said it. So now, so what is there to speculate about? What is there to speculate about? You know, so it's like I said, full retard, unfortunately. You know, it's just, it is what it is, unfortunately.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We had a lot of people pop in here. No, I didn't read off everybody's name. I'm going to read off a couple others. And you guys, I'm giving you shout outs. Please at least hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Make a comment. You know, I thought y'all loved me, but evidently you don't. Evidently you don't love me no more because y'all ain't comment. Y'all ain't hitting the like button. You know, you ain't retweeting my shit. You guys are just, you know, but you're tweeting bullshit out. Other people's bullshit that don't even game. But I'm going to do it one last time. 2020 going to be a different year, though. All right, guys? And you all know who I'm talking about. It's ain't for everybody. Andre 6K, what's up? Who else do we got? Sandman, Stardust, Lay, Emperor, Economy Beast, Harry, Handy, Fist of Sage, Jonas, Support, Voice Legends, sorry, Voice, Andre, Fatal Sherrod, Vid, Pillsbury, Logical Nonsense, Wavy Cricket. I appreciate you guys coming by, but I need you guys to start hitting the like button. You got to show the girl some love. I mean, I'm talking some real shit here. Ain't like I'm lying. I got somebody else here that talks real shit, who probably gets, you know, some hate like I do, for being real, and having some sense and being logical. But people don't want to hear it. But there are going to be a lot of changes coming, in 2020 for me. All right. Because I'm not going to play the game these people are playing. I'm tired of the bull and the nonsense. So, with that being said, we're going to do our outro. So I'm going to let Craig go first. Go ahead, Craig.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me. Hope everybody has a good rest of the evening, wherever you are, or afternoon if you're overseas. And yeah, hopefully just play your games, people. Like I said, I do need to get PlayStation Plus reactivated. I didn't realize how much stuff I was doing on there. So yeah, I need to get that done. But that'll be another week or two. I'm good right now. So I will be streaming Horizon Zero Dawn probably tomorrow morning, or Mass Effect 2 tonight. I don't know. I have to see if I got the Nightbot working. So I may just pop on real quick for that. So
well, if you're still home.
If I'm still home, yeah. Well, they texted me and said that they would just come tomorrow morning, so that's fine.
Oh, good. So you got some time. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you all know who this is, okay? It's your Irish Girl Gamer who keeps it 100. All right, and I'm keeping 100. I'm just gonna say, you guys need to make some excellent New Year's resolutions coming up. All right, when it comes to the gaming community, especially, and who you support and who you don't support. Okay, because like I said earlier, I'm going to start, you know, unsubbing and unfollowing people that are whatever. Okay, it's a new year, and I plan on a lot of changes. Okay, I'm not putting up with any bull. Okay, so if y'all still love me, hit that like button. If y'all hate me, at least hit the dislike. That's another way to show me some love. Hit the dislike. Whatever. It's still of you. I don't care. Okay, but show me that you listen to what I was saying, and if you disagree, leave a comment. I can always go back and check the comments. If you agree, that's fine. But I don't want everybody to agree with me. If you do disagree, please tell me you disagree. And the one thing I don't like is somebody that agrees all the time. Oh, yes, a boss person. No, I don't like that. And I don't want those people following me or doing whatever. Don't agree with me all the time. And if you really did like what I had to say, share it with your friends. Share it out. Okay, guys? Share it out. That's all I ask. It's one of the things. I see people sharing out shit that don't need to be shared and giving passes to people and sharing out their shit that aren't gamers, that talk about bullshit, that haven't proven themselves. I've proven myself to you guys for years. I've come with the facts. I've schooled people. And I was always told I was wrong. Okay? I'm probably one of the few YouTubers that you will know that went through more shit being a podcaster and being on YouTube than you'll ever know. And I'm still here. Okay? That shows you what I got. Because I'm real. That's why I don't have to go. Because I'm real. And I know what I say is right. And if I've ever said anything wrong, I've always corrected it. Okay? So with that being said, I'll check you guys out later. You guys have a good New Year's. Okay? No, well, actually, I'm doing the show tomorrow. So I'll save that for tomorrow. All right? Check me out tomorrow. All right? I'll see you then. Everybody have a good night. I'm out of here.